the culture of the company is a little bit different than other ones that I've worked at before. And I think it is because of the sort of composition of the team, and just that. I don't want to stereotype or anything, but I think that the culture of a majority female company is a bit different than the culture of a majority male company, from my experience, and I would say that there's definitely the differences are in things like the emphasis on collaborative communication, on consensus building, on team cohesion, emotional check-ins, maybe a higher level of kind of appreciation for like the personal side of work, and an acknowledgement of, or a little bit more openness maybe about feeling stressed or feeling burnt out or feeling like you're juggling a lot. A lot of the women I work with are moms, wives, caregivers to elderly parents. So again, it feels more like a family, and and because we deal with families, and that is everybody's day job as well. Think about how that kind of translates to a very personally focused culture in the company. That has helped our company to be very kind of open, communicative, and just joined up when it comes to things like major transitions, different new strategic directions. There's a lot of discussion around these sorts of things around the table. Sometimes they're foregone conclusions, but we still want to hear from everybody in terms of how they feel about this. What are some of the worries, concerns? How do we kind of address those, nip them in the bud if we can? Those sorts of things. So I think just that cultural element here has been something that I think is really different, and has really, I've responded well to it. And I think, as am I recommending that companies kind of change things to kind of match what our model is? No, but I think it is just, it's interesting to know that there are some changes that you'd notice pretty quickly upon stepping into the doors of Meritus that you might not have seen in other companies that you've been to. So I do think that openness, that sort of interconnectedness and engagement is something that has really helped with our business and retaining good people. And I think that's a major thing too, is people want to work here, and when they come to work here, they stay. They feel safe here. They feel like there's the ability to talk to one another and have honest conversations. Meritus's values are passion, courage, humility, and empathy. And when it comes to kind of having those courageous conversations, having empathy, these are the sort of values that really, as we've talked about, kind of underpin we as a business approach, these tough situations, whether they're with our families or, transformation within the company.